The broadcast is live.
Oh my gosh, we are live again.
Live action.
What's up?
Say something. Tori Rouse, what's going on? Catherine.
Tori, love you guys. Tori, I love you. Catherine Lance, I love you. There's my team coming, showing up, showing out. Hey, Danny Cooper. Danny, congratulations. I'm excited for you tomorrow. Tomorrow's a huge day for you, girl. I've been praying for you. I'm so proud of you.
Absolutely. Danny, what's going on, man? Much love. It's some good people over there where you're going tomorrow, man. I'm excited for you. I know the place that you're going is it's a lot of amazing things happening over there. So I'm absolutely 100% excited for you for that. What's going on, everybody? Dawn Lumberg, Jason Campbell, what's going on? Catherine, love you. Facebook user said hi.
What's up with that name? Adventurous Mimi. Do you see that? I can't read all that.
Melissa North Bryant, Adventures of Mimi and Javen North.
Okay. Well, welcome. Welcome everybody. What's going on, Kevin White? How you doing, brother? Jason Campbell. What's going on, brother? Good to see you on here as well. Glad to see all of you guys showing up, showing out like you always do. We love you. Derek and I both do. Hey, Alexis Hoffman. Love you, girl. Good to see you on here. Hey, Samantha Lynn. I love you as well. You guys, while we're waiting for this crowd to kind of build up, people filing in here, do me a favor. Let's get this out there. Let's share this out to all your groups, family members, friends, people out there that just might be struggling. You might need to hear a message of hope, a message of inspiration. And when you get me and Derek on here, there's going to be a whole lot of love. So let's do Derek and I a favor, do us a solid, and let's get this video out there, guys. We love you.
Brenda King, good evening. It's pretty cool, Drew, to see the YouTube viewers there.
Yeah,
Shows the symbol for it.
that's what it is. I mean, yeah, everybody, just FYI, my YouTube channel is up and going. I am now, as we're speaking, going currently live from YouTube. So that's amazing. It's another milestone for me. Just trying to build that platform like I've built this one, and that's any way I can utilize a platform to help others who are out there in the world sick and suffering. By all means, God said do it, and that's what I do. So, and Derek's along the ride with me on this. We're doing some stuff, together, and every Tuesdays and Thursdays. We haven't finalized the Sunday because that's a little much come Sunday. So for now, Tuesdays and Thursday nights at 8 p.m. Count on the double D right here.
Double D. Tim Parkinson, what's going on, my man?
What's going on, Tim?
How is everybody doing tonight, man? How's your guys Thursday? Hey, Dry Bud watching from Newfoundland.
That's spell check. My name on spell check is either dry, drunk, or drug. I'm used to being called dry.
Checks out.
Checks out, Oh, so stop, dude.
Yeah, of course.
I can't
Well,
mess with you tonight, bro. I can't mess
hey,
with
you
you
know
tonight.
what, man? Listen, you know what, guys? Like for real, when you get Drew and I on here together, man, it's gonna be a good time. That's for sure,
Absolutely.
man. We try to be serious and and share a message of hope. Um, but you know what? We also got to learn to laugh and have fun and not take things so serious. Um, Sometimes that comes at each other's expenses. That's just what it is. So
Yeah, that's when we develop thicker skin in life, right, brother?
yeah, man, you got to. Like I love that's one thing about our friends is that we can kind of like mess with each other and just kind of laugh it off.
Before we get started, Derek, I want to remind the people about the
Yeah.
video that I'm getting ready to make. Hey, everybody! Now that I got a few of you guys in here, I want to put this announcement out there now. I am currently in the process of I'm getting ready to make a video of the people that who follow me, people that I get to call family, whose Narcan has saved their life. There's a post in my public figure page, my big page, where it's been posted. If Narcan has saved your life, please send Catherine Lance a quick video clip of your name, where you're from, and just simply say that Narcan saved your life. If you want added something else in there, you can, but not too long. Just a quick video clip, and we're gonna pile this all together, and we're gonna make a big, beautiful video about it. And so, message that video clip to Catherine Lance. The post is in the is on my public figure page. If you guys don't know which Catherine Lance pro, just she's tagged in the post. That's the profile that you send the video clip to. I appreciate you guys sending those to us. And the quicker we get those, the quicker we can pile this get video together. I can't wait to see what it looks like.
Saying hello from the UK. You know what? It's a lot of people in here sharing where they're at tonight.
Absolutely.
If you guys can do us a huge, huge favor, right? If you guys can do a couple things for us, man. One, smash that heart button. Two, share the love out, to anybody you think may need to hear the message or may enjoy it. Um, if you could do that, any groups, whatever, you could do that. And then, if we could, man, let's all throw the clean dates and where we're from in the comments, man. Let's get some hope shots flowing, man. You never know who might need to see some clean dates to get some hope. So if you guys are proud of them clean dates, your sober dates, whichever one you rock with, shoot them up in the comments for us and where you're from. That'd be awesome.
Absolutely, man. I love seeing them clean dates. That's an absolute hope shot. You ain't lying, brother. I remember coming vividly coming into recovery. My first week or two, first meetings I ever went to, when people go around and announce, their clean date. And I was like, man, that was such hope. When I heard that, that gave me hope that, hey, if that person over there can put together 5, 10, 15 years, whatever it was, then why can't I? So that's a huge thing. People see those clean dates and they're like, wow, that's because I can also remember my active addiction, brother, that, I couldn't pile together 5 hours, you know, and to be able to come on this side of the fence and say that, I'm getting ready to celebrate 4 years next month is, it's very surreal sometimes when you think about it.
Yeah. Hell yeah, bro. I mean, you know what? My clean date is July 25th, 2014, bro, and I still, man, like I like trip out sometimes, man.
Absolutely.
But you know what? So like rolling into the topic, we're gonna roll into the topic of recovery is not a game, it is a lifestyle.
Absolutely.
And that's one of my favorite things, man. Like for a long time, that's been one of my favorite things. Something that I like to use kind of um, in my vocabulary. And talking about the clean dates, man, and like recovery not being a game, it's a lifestyle. Is this, man? Like this is the truth for me. I don't just count time; I make time count. Like that was really, really, really important for me this time. Because for so long I used to just look at getting to these destinations, right?
Mhm.
30 days, 60 days, 90 days, right? And before I got clean this time, 87 days was the longest I ever stayed clean prior to my current clean date, right? And
Right.
so I used to look at these dates as destinations, right? And I had like built up certain ones in my head. And then when I got there, it was like, okay, now what? You know what I'm saying? And something that I've seen be a common theme in recovery is people just want to get that year clean. And then once they get the year clean, it's like, okay, now what? Right. And I've seen
Right.
people use, man, like real shit. I have seen people celebrate clean time and turn around and celebrate it with using. Like it's absolutely bananas, dude. It's crazy um, to think about that, right? But that's the truth. So it's been very important for me, and recovery being a lifestyle for me is um, that it's not a destination, it's a journey, right? And it is not a game, it is a lifestyle. And so like for me, it's really important to count every day clean, but absolutely make that time clean count. And what that means for me is the lifestyle of recovery and the work that I got to put in order to continue to keep counting days. And really just for today, but you start to accumulate them.
That's right, brother. When we do it one day at a time, I remember though, when I came into recovery, brother, really vividly, um, I'm a late bloomer. I can say that I'm a late bloomer. I got clean at 42 years old, so I pretty much pissed off the majority of my adult life. I was a middle aged man coming into recovery, and I knew that I had gotten myself to the point. I don't like to use the phrase rock bottom. It just really annoys me when I hear that. So I just like to use the word. I got myself finally to the point where I got myself. I'll say this. I got myself to a crossroad. Okay, it was either get clean or die. That was it for me. And so when I came into recovery, I've heard that it's a lifestyle, and what I had the seed that I had planted in my head early was that the commitment that I made to God and to myself. Okay, at 42 years old, I was committed for the first time in my life, and I had to follow through with that commitment. And I'm the type of addict, brother, that I don't like when people say that you can't. I like to show them 100 ways that I can. Okay, and so coming into recovery, and gaining the sponsor, the amazing man that I get to call sponsor today, and his knowledge of the program and how a lifestyle of recovery truly works was an absolute must for me, because I see a lot of people who come into recovery who don't have the guidance, the nurturing, and the love that they need in early recovery, and that's why we always talk about how important sponsorship truly is, and how important the meetings they truly are to people like you and I, because we both work the same fellowship. So, it definitely is a lifestyle, and the lifestyle that I used to live was a lifestyle in itself alone. It was that toxic, chaotic, insane lifestyle. Coming over here in recovery, I knew that I didn't want to live in misery and squander my life, the remaining part of my life that I did have left, away. I had children that I had to think about. I was 42 years old. I had not a pot to piss in. I had no nest egg. I had no career. I had no education. I didn't have nothing. And so I had to build myself on this solid foundation that you and I like to call love, and just ran from there, brother.
Absolutely. And you know what? I seen in the comments, I forget the name now. I think it was Chad. He said, I love the good talks, but I feel like it's the same old quotes and lines. And you know what, Chad? If it's not broke, we ain't going to try to fix it, brother. Like, it just is what it is, man. And for me, I've learned that, sometimes, I go to meetings a lot and I could hear things. Um, and even when I share, like when I get a chance to go to meetings and share my experience, strength, and hope, I struggle sometimes when it's people in the room that have heard me multiple times. And
Mm-hmm.
I'll think, oh my God, you can't say the same thing. Um, they're going to be like, oh, blah, blah, blah. I get really in my head about it. And then the truth is for me is that, it's about the new people, man, like for real. And if it's not broke, then I'm not going to try to fix it. All I have to share is my experience, my strength, and my hope. Like I could dig deep in different topics. Like recovery goes really deep. And brother, if you got some topics you'd like to hear about, please feel free to send them to Drew or I. You know what I'm saying? And I'll tell you guys the truth. Me and Drew came up with this topic. Uh, I think 5 minutes before we came live, I said, Drew, go get your Living Clean book and open it, and let's see what pops up. It's about God. It's not about us. And
Right.
the topic wasn't worded exactly like we put it, but it was pretty much saying, what the topic is. So if it's not broke, don't fix it, my brother. And if the guys listen, if there's anything that you would ever love to hear, or you would enjoy, or you were struggling with, man, please feel free to send Drew or I a message, man. And because ultimately, like this does help us, but um, it's for you guys as well, man. For anybody that's struggling, for anybody that's just fired up about their recovery and wants to jump on a Facebook Live at 8 o'clock at night. So just in saying all that, man, like I'm grateful. It's real important for a little identification purposes to say, like, man, what, like, I live to use and I used to live. That was my lifestyle prior to getting clean. I was at the animal level. Um, like I couldn't really comprehend anything but using, so um, that's basically where I was, man. And like July 25th, 2014, the gift of desperation became real. And I don't know if that like rings to you guys' core or not, but when I think about the gift of desperation, right? Um, People say, how is desperation a gift? Because you know what? That desperation catapulted me into a whole nother lifestyle, man, that I didn't even know existed. I didn't know possible, right? If you guys aren't aware, I have a page called Love Back to Life Recovery. Along with Drew's page, this is all being streamed to a couple different pages. And I truly, truly, man, when Drew and I were on the phone as I was making that page, and that's what came to my heart, man, because like, with recovery being a lifestyle, man, like a huge part of that lifestyle is us loving each other back to life, man. That's the truth. And I had no idea that these people hugging me and these people saying, welcome, we love you, keep coming back. I didn't understand at the time that they were loving me back to life, man. Like, I didn't understand that with every hug, was healing, right? I didn't understand all that yet. The longer I've been in the process, man, it really like it hits me to my core to understand that every time these people hug me, it was like loving me back to life. Just like when somebody falls out and we do CPR and we breathe them back to life, right? Those hugs in recovery for me love me back to life, man. Like that was like each breath and each pump, every hug, man, like continued to love me. And I'm so grateful for the people that showed up before me that were there for me, to be able to do that for a kid like me that was just lost, empty, broken, like desperate, you know what I'm saying? Like, and like to tell you the truth, guys, my desperation has gone to passion today.
Absolutely, brother. I'm not coming on here, brother, and you know me. We're both pretty transparent guys. In front of the camera, behind the camera, and I'm not on here tonight to feed anybody a line of shit. Okay, the lifestyle that we all desperately are seeking in recovery comes in the changing of our thoughts. We have to change every aspect of what we thought was real, what we thought wasn't real. I lived my life in a very unrealistic world for over a period of over 25 years, and it was absolutely a facade. Okay, it wasn't real. It was so unrealistic. Coming over here in recovery now, I'm living my life on life's terms. And in reality, without the use of drugs and alcohol. Now, quitting the drugs, Derek, was the easiest thing I ever did. Anybody can stop using drugs. It's what comes after. It's that work that we put in to keep the drugs, to keep the disease at bay, to keep this disease arrested. There's the work. There's where we're going to have to dig in. There's where we're going to have to tap into feelings and emotions that we just don't want to feel anymore. Okay, we are the masters of not only manipulation but of masking as well. We want to mask everything because we don't like that word feeling. We don't like to dig in there. We don't want the feeling of being exposed or the feeling of being vulnerable or feeling of being uncomfortable. We, as sickening as this sounds, we kept ourselves in a very comfort zone area. And when I mean a comfort zone, I call that an active addiction. Why we think of that as a comfort zone, I don't know, but we did. Okay, the lifestyle that we have today is a lifestyle that we fight for each and every day that we wake up. Blessed to get another day clean and sober. I have an attitude of gratitude these days because by all rights, I shouldn't be here today. By all rights, Derek shouldn't be here today. We played with death on numerous occasions, and thank God we came out the other side alive after the fact. So I refused, now that I'm in recovery and I now possess the knowledge and the know-how to live a life of abstinence without any kind of mind or mood altering substance or drink. I can live this life and I get to keep this life because I'm willing to put myself in these kinds of situations. I'm willing to tap into the feelings that I, for as many years as I can remember, did not want to feel. What are you willing to do in order to possess this lifestyle and to make it a success in your life as well?
Absolutely, man. You know what? You brought up the Narcan shit earlier, right? I've heard people say Narcan became my drug of choice, and that's sad, man. That's
Mm-hmm.
sad. Like it's once you get clean, some of the things start to be funny. But in reality, like there's nothing funny about that, man. Like, um, the fact that like the drugs out there now are putting people in the dirt for good, right? And I don't
Absolutely.
care what the drug is, right? I don't care what it is, man.
There's somebody to ask if we work the steps.
Absolutely. I'm on
Ab-
my second round of steps now myself. Work the steps, then the traditions in the program that I work, and I'm on my second round. I'm currently on a fourth step. That's where I'm at in my process. I didn't see that comment or who said it, but
it
um,
was made by somebody. I myself have worked the steps numerous times, and now I'm getting ready to start working traditions as well for the first time. I can't wait to get into those traditions.
yeah, I'm excited for that.
Yeah.
Um, So yeah, and you know what? Bringing up the steps, guys. The steps is the lifestyle for me. The steps are where, Drew was talking about the change in perspective, right? That is absolutely where I got the change in the perspective. That's where I learned how to deal with my feelings. That's where I got to start to dig in internally. And not once, guys, I'm still digging. With 5.5 years clean, I'm still there. I'm still grinding. I'm still trying to learn and figure things out because more will be revealed. And like Drew talked about, stop using was easy. You know what? This time it was, I don't know if it was easy. My process at the end of my journey was so weird, man. Like, um, I was done though. You know what I'm saying? And like, I think maybe not picking up is easy, but going through that detox makes it, my thing was opiates, so the detoxing process from that is, not the business at all. You know what I'm saying? So it could be super painful. But you know what? Like so, okay. Once I stopped using, I made the decision. I made a complete surrender. Now has to come action, right? And I'm
Mhm.
very fortunate that I was so desperate this time that I got busy really fast, and I worked the first three steps in the program that I worked in my first 90 days, and I started to completely change, right? I started to get me in the solution, right? Basically, the first step left me with, I'm fucked up. The second step was like, okay, but there's hope. And then the third step is like, now take some action,
Right.
And that was the beginning of the lifestyle. And guys, steps one, two, and three for me are the foundation on which I live my day every day. Like that is the foundation of my lifestyle is the first three steps in the program that I work. And if you don't know, it's we're powerless over our addiction. Our lives have become unmanageable. We came to believe in a power greater than ourselves could restore us to sanity. And we made a decision to turn our will and our lives over
Life
to the
over
care of
care of
God
God when it's
as we
stand.
understood him, right? And so that is the foundation. That is the lifestyle for me, man. Now, going through 4 through 9, I start to dig and change, and then 10, 11, and 12 are like, again, the foundation on which I live my life every day.
Absolutely, brother. You know what? The lifestyle that I speak so highly of each and every night that I come on here, guys, is as much as highly as I speak of it, I can't make this happen for you. I can't do it for you. And if I, it's crazy though. I have so many people who reach out to me each and every week, private message, thousands, hundreds, handfuls, daily. I have moms and dads mostly moms, okay, who call me up, and call me, say, Drew, help me, help me save my child. And unfortunately, I have to, it's the same story with every mom and every dad or every loved one, whoever calls me. I simply say that I don't have the power to save anyone. I don't have the power to save Derek. I don't have the power to save Renee Cooper. I don't have the power to save Amber Goings. I don't have the power to save anybody other than myself. The lifestyle that I have that I live in my life today was a lifestyle that I fought my ass to obtain. It didn't come knocking at my front door and say, "Here's the lifestyle that you've been praying for, Drew. Here it is on a silver platter. You don't have to work. You don't have to be willing. You don't have to work. That's a bunch of bullshit, guys. I'm not going to lie to you. You're going to have to do some things. You're going to have to change every aspect of your life. When I say everything, you can't leave nothing behind. You know, because everything who you were used to be in your active addiction will do you no good in the life that you're trying to build yourself into today. You have to do this. You have to be willing. You are the answer. I mean, we swam around in the problem for as many years as we were in our active addiction, but we are also the solution. You know, and that solution comes in the lifestyle that you yourself build for your own self.
You know what? I like the comment. It says we can carry the message, not the addict.
Absolutely.
Uh, and the message, that I got was that any addict can stop using drugs, lose the desire, and find a new way to live. And you know what? I just try to live my life to the best, man, to make that happen. And a big part of it being a lifestyle, guys. I've had a lot of people really close to me, man, that I wanted to be able to save, and I wanted to be able to get clean and do all those kinds of things. But the truth is, man, is I couldn't do it. Um,
Mm.
and an old timer said to me one time, right? Because I was twisted up, man. I had about 2 years clean. All my friends around me used, right? Just about all of them, not every single one, but a huge chunk of my core circle used.
Hmm.
And I was so twisted up about it. And this old timer, right, man? I love him to death, man. He was an old dude from the hood, 70 some years old, 20 some years clean, that I didn't disregard because he didn't look like me. He wasn't my age. He wasn't into the same stuff I was. He was the one that like I would go to a lot, right? And he talked crazy most of the time. That's the truth. He would talk nuts. Like he was crazy as hell. He'd be rhyming when he was talking and shit. Like he was wild, right? But he said something to me because my spirit was so hurt over all these people using, right? And I'm gonna tell the truth. In a way, I was jealous. I was like, why do they all get to use? You know what I'm saying? Because the disease want to get me like that, right? And like,
Right.
the crazy part is that like my sponsor said, "Yo, it's okay to be jealous." Like, cause I felt guilty to even tell him that I was jealous, but it was the truth, man. I was like, why do they all get to use and I don't? And the truth was, man, is that like, you know, the guy said to me because I was so hurt, and he said, and I wanted to like save all of them because like even though the disease said I was jealous, my heart said, man, I'm grateful it's not me, right? But then I wanted to save them. I always wanted to like stop their pain and try to just save them, right? And he said to me, Derek, you think the same disease that had you doing this, and that you can pull off of them? And I was
Mm.
like, wow, man. Um, and he said, in a way, they might feel like they can use, and you're just there as their security blanket.
Hmm.
And one of the biggest things, man, in recovery that I love is that we cannot rob another addict of their pain. And I'm
And
so grateful that nobody robbed me of my pain using and clean. Because if it wasn't for that pain, I wouldn't have been able to do the work that I had done because it's unfortunate, but in this lifestyle of recovery, pain for a guy like me is the motivating factor a lot of times. Now, the more that I'm maturing in the process, I've learned pain doesn't have to be the motivating factor, but a lot of times, man, it is. So, like, that was a big experience for me. And I was right on a sixth step, and I was learning how to practice acceptance, and I was learning how to love people right where they were and to let them have their process and letting go of control. And this is the hit, believing that the same God that did for me what he did for me could do for them. And I just had to get out of the way, carry the message, and not the addict.
absolutely, brother. You know, what you were just talking about reminded me of something that was told to me last week. And it really, I thought about this for about a couple days before I really let it sink in and process what I was told. But there's a group of people over here in my hometown, about 5 or 6 people that would sit around. I was approached by one of these people at a gas station. I'm gonna say no names. And said me and about five other people, we watch you every night. I go, oh yeah, that's awesome. It's great. But we watch you as we're in a circle, as we're all sitting around in a circle shooting dope. And I'm
Right.
like, wow. And I said, well, what? I go, I was kind of thrown back, but then I asked them, well, why would you guys be doing that when you know what I stand for and what I do today? They say, because we don't feel so guilty when we hear your voice. And I'm like, wow, and it's crazy how people lived or how they thought in that lifestyle, that active addiction lifestyle, and how it is that we think when we're over here in recovery. We of course we all know when we eliminate the drugs and the alcohol from our body, we start thinking differently. Once the drugs have managed to get themselves out of our system or the alcohol out of our system, we start looking at things a lot more clearer, living life in reality, life on life's terms. And that's exactly what life on life's terms. See, this lifestyle that we live today wasn't promised to be a bunch of fluffy bunnies and rainbows for us, and it's not a magic pill that we all take and that we're just living this amazing life without any problems, any trials or adversities. There's been so many times, and I can speak for Derek, that Derek has fell flat on his face in recovery. And I
Mm-hmm.
can tell you on numerous occasions where I have fell flat on myself in recovery. Okay. I have made mistake after mistake after mistake in recovery. I'll own that. I have, but it's how I've learned to grow after making that mistake, because I don't want to be the whole definition of insanity. Okay. I don't want to be that guy, because I played that revolving door for as many years as I could possibly remember. Over 25 years, I was stuck in that revolving door. Nothing ever managed to straighten up. I just kept going in circles and circles and circles. Today, living my life and making this the lifestyle that I choose, I'm able to straighten my life up. I'm free to choose the direction that I wish to take my life. This disease has no more bearing on me. I have arrested this disease. Now the chains have dropped. The chains have fell to the ground. Now I'm free to do anything that I want. And that's what this makes this lifestyle that I live today so amazing, is that the fact that there's no bearing, there's no dictation on where I take my life. It's me, it's Drew, on my own accord. I stand on my own 2 feet with fellow brothers like Derek in recovery, focused and unafraid. And you know what? Even though I have to go through some trials, tribulations, adversities, I still stand firm on the commitment that I made on February 26, 2016, that this is the man that I want to be. And I will do and anything that it takes to become him.
And you know what, brother? That's a powerful story, man. Like, and another good friend of ours had talked about smoking crack, watching your live feeds. And guys, my heart goes out to anybody in the struggle. My heart goes out to anybody not in the struggle. My heart is really opened up and able to give love and receive love today, man. And the power in that story, right? For me, is that you never know when the miracle is going to happen, right? And
Right.
like that's why it's so important for me not to judge, man. If there is anybody watching this live feed right now and you are high, I want you to know that I love you, that Drew loves you,
I love
that
you.
people all around the world love you, man. And you know what? I'm not responsible. All I'm responsible for is just to plant the seed and be a vessel, man, to carry the same message that was carried to me, right? This isn't the first time I got clean, right? But what happened is that like the seed was planted several times, right? The first time they planted it, every time I came back, they watered it, right? And the beautiful thing is that like you know what, a beautiful life has grown because of it, right? When I made a decision, man, to stay in the light, to stay getting watered, right, and allowing people to love me. So if you're on here, man, and you're watching and you're using right now, the best news is there's hope. That's the best news that I have for you is that there is hope, right? For us all, man. And that no addict needs to die, man. That's the truth, right? Um, and that story, man, it just touched my heart, dude, because I struggle a lot of times with, being in a meeting and people saying, like, oh, well, look at them nodding out, or, the people might come in still stinking, or, just like still in the grips, right? And it's like, hey, motherfucker, did you forget? Like, did you forget where you came from?
Right.
See, because I was told early on, if I remember my last day using, chances are it ain't my last day using, right? So when I
Mm-hmm.
see people come in, when I go into a facility, my heart just opens up to the core, man, because I still identify with that pain, with that hurt, right? And thank God people didn't point down at me and say, oh, here he is again, back in treatment. Here he is again, back shooting dope, right? They didn't do that, man. They just kept loving on me unconditionally. And thank God they did because I get to be the man today because of that. Now, just because they loved on me, I had to make the complete surrender.
Right.
You
Right.
know?
You know, like Derek said, I'm gonna spin off a little bit from what Derek just said. You know, I don't care what you have been told up to this point. If you're out there in your active addiction right now, like Derek said, if you're watching us right now, you know, I love you. You know, and like Derek spoke for me a second ago, I absolutely love you exactly where you're at. You know, and I don't care what you've been told. You know, because you know a lot of people in that sick dark world, you know, are told that you can't make that work for your life. You're not that person. Okay, you're not that person, and that's the lie that I bought into early in my active addiction. Is that I bought into that lie that I was told that I was just not one of the lucky ones. Okay, I was just unfortunate enough, dealt those bad cards. You can't make a recovery or live a life of any kind of value or any kind of meaning, and absolutely no love involved in it. You can't have that life. That's the life that was meant for those people, not you. Let me tell you something. There isn't a person watching on this live feed or who might watch this video later tonight, tomorrow, the next day, or next week that can't make this lifestyle work for their life. Not one. You all can make it work. I don't care what you've been told, whether it been by a family member, a friend in active addiction, or I wouldn't call it a friend, a dope buddy in active addiction. You know, you can make it work. Are you willing? Are you willing? And are you willing to put in that work? Because let me tell you something, making recovery lifestyle work for your life, it ain't easy. And I'm not coming on here and I wouldn't feed you a lot of shit and tell you that it was. It's the hardest thing that you will ever do your entire life. Day in, day out grind. Wake up every day. Make that commitment each and every day that you wake up. That no matter what happens to me today, I'm going to stay firm on my commitment. I'm going to stay clean. And if I manage to get through my day with all the pain and struggles that I did, and the only thing successful that I did was not pick up, then it was an amazing day for me. It was a success. And that's the lifestyle that I live today.
You know, recovery is the best lifestyle I've ever lived. And you know
Amen.
what? When you talked about some things, man, and like recovery is not a miserable lifestyle.
No.
You know, that belief system that, oh my God, what's my life going to be like once I get clean is dead, right? I have more fun clean than I ever have in my entire life, dude, for real. That is 100, right? I have real intimate relationships today, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like real relationships, man, real ones, right?
Genuine.
My connection with people is out of this world today because of recovery, man, because it's allowed me to learn how to love and be loved, right? You know, I sent a message to my dad the other night, dude, and it had me like tearing up, man. It was like, yo, dad, like, I just am grateful, man. Our relationship is better than it's ever been in my entire life. And thank you, you know, for never giving up on me and just for like I never thought my dad would be like my best friend, dude. He was one of my biggest resentments, right?
Right.
But because I made recovery a lifestyle, man, I was able to grow and heal from those things, right? And like be who I am today, man. And I'm so grateful for that, right? And like, you know, if you're not having fun in recovery, you're hanging with the wrong people. That's the truth.
Absolutely.
I didn't get clean to be miserable. Recovery is not a miserable lifestyle. Is it easy? No, not always, but it's very rewarding, man. And like, you know what? It just always pops into my mind with on Braveheart when Mel Gibson was strapped up to them ropes and they had his arms, you know, strung out and they were stretching his body and he just
Mm.
fought and fought until he couldn't fight anymore for what he believed in. And at the end when he just screamed freedom,
Freedom.
like I
Oh,
like
dude, that was awesome. I love it. Yes.
that for me is what recovery is for me, man. And like I believe in recovery as painful as it gets, as much as I might get stretched out, I will not surrender just for today, man, because I believe in the process of recovery so much, man. And that doesn't mean I don't ever think about using. That doesn't mean my head doesn't try to convince me using is a good option, right? Those things happen. yo, if you're on here tonight and you're thinking about using and you're bugging out about it, chances are if you didn't think about using, you wouldn't even need to watch this live feed. That's the
Absolutely.
truth. Or be in recovery. That's the biggest thing for me is I couldn't I had to stop feeling guilty about my thoughts, man. I
Oh
can't
man.
control my thoughts. You know what I'm saying? I got to turn that shit over.
Absolutely, brother. Those thoughts are real, and and I think we're gonna be dealing with those thoughts for the remainder of our life. And just it's how we process it today. It's how we rewire our thinking. It's how we reprocess the way we think. There's been so many times here just in the last 2, 3 months, that I thought about, hey man, nobody's watching.
Mm.
You're having a bad day. Well, what's nobody's gonna know. I mean, we're gonna have those thoughts, guys, but it's how we process that thoughts. It's how we react to the way we think today. And it takes work. That's the work we talk about. Rewiring our thinking. And it was only the lifestyle that I have today was only obtained through God for Drew. Okay, through God and through this 12-step program that I work in my life each and every day, spiritual principles to back this program that I work in my day, the traditions that are a part of this program that I work in my life each and every day. That is the only way that I've been able to live the life that I live today. People come on all the time and say, Drew, you're so strong, you're inspirational, but so are each and every one of you. Each and every one of you are strong. It's the doubt that this disease places in our mind that we can make this lifestyle work for us. That's where it's at. That doubt, that's the crock of shit. Doubt, the disease is going to throw that doubt at you. And even I struggle with doubt sometimes. I struggle with my ability and I doubting myself as far as, am I helping people? Am I doing enough? I don't think that nobody's listening. They don't want to hear you. I have this disease in my head, guys, and that deep-rooted obsession inside my body that tells me you're not doing something right, Drew. You can't make that work. Nobody wants to hear what you have to say. And then I have to quickly regain control of my thoughts and process it. Reach out, call my sponsor, call Derek, call people that I know and that I trust in this program that helps me get through my day. See, we can't live a successful life in recovery all by ourselves. We
Mm.
can't do it on our own. And that's the thing that I
Yeah.
love most about recovery is that we do this together. We do this fighting each and every day that we wake up. We have a family. And when I say family, I mean family who can connect, who understands what we all have been through. We all have different stories, but let me tell you something. When it comes to the disease of addiction, all them stories end the same. Painfully. Destruction, insanity, and chaos,
Desperation.
desperation. They all end the same, guys. The lifestyle that you're building yourself into or that you're trying to possess for yourself, it's gonna come. And you know what? You just got to keep working at it and keep working at it and keep grinding. It's a grind. It's a grind. But eventually you will cross a different threshold in recovery from when you work it to when you're finally starting to live it.
That's awesome, man. You know what, guys? I seen somebody write in the comments they just finished their fourth step. They feel amazing. Guys, if you can throw up in the comments how you're incorporating recovery in your life today, man. How are you
Amen.
making recovery a lifestyle today? I'd really love to see in the comments how you guys are applying recovery to your life today. And you know what? In the literature that I get down with, right, in the program that I work, it says, and I'm going to try not to mess this up, but it says, we cannot adapt recovery around our lives. We must adapt our lives around recovery, right?
Hmm.
Basically, a couple words are changed, right? And I'm
Right.
just doing that for, the tradition purposes, but I'd love to see guys in the comments. How are you applying recovery in your life today? What are you doing for your recovery today? If you guys can shoot that up in the comments, man, I'd be really grateful, man. Because you know what? The truth is, I still need you guys, man, to share with me. Because when you guys share with me, you light the flame in me, right? Well, you don't light it, but you fan it. You keep it going, right? That's
Hmm.
how important you guys are in my life and in Drew's life, man. It's not just about us, right? Um, and you know what, Drew? Like one of the most powerful things, man, is that like we do together what we could never do alone.
You alone. Right.
When they say that, it hits my heart, man, for real. And like at the end of the meeting, when they circle up and they say, "Man, we're gonna take a moment of silence," man, like the biggest moment for me is for the addict that's going to pick up for the first time and for the addict that's going to pick up for the last time today. And that moment of silence means so much to me, Drew. Like, I'm not
Absolutely.
one, like, when I close a meeting, I'm not just like say that. Like I will take a 30-second moment of silence and just let that energy flow into me, man, and it just really fills my heart up.
Absolutely. You know,
You know,
as serious as Derek and I take our recovery, let me tell you something, man. Uh, this ain't a joke. Okay. At the end of the day, the life that we live today, and as much as me and Derek clown around and we play around and this is not a joke, guys. This is serious. This is your life. And unfortunately, we all know that the disease that we fight each and every day kills people, thousands of people each and every year. Thousands, and that number is drastically rising with each passing year. It's not a joke. So many of our fellow brothers and sisters are losing their life senselessly and unnecessarily because of this. If you find yourself in recovery, count your blessings. Consider yourself one of the lucky ones. Because there's so many of us beforehand, or even today, that are no longer here because this disease consumed every aspect and it took them from us. I consider myself a blessed individual because, like I said earlier, by all rights, I probably shouldn't be here. But thank God for God, because He threw me that lifeline, and I finally grabbed the hold. That gift of desperation, like Derek talks about, and like that I talk about. It was the gift of desperation, and when I finally seen it in my face in black and white, there was no other choice. It was either go time or it was going to die. And for me, as scary as it was, I knew I had to try because I couldn't keep calling myself a failure if I did not try. In order to fail, you have to have tried in the first place. And here I am at 42 making a go at recovery for the first time. This is the first time that I have ever tried recovery my whole life. And God willing, knock on wood, this is the last.
you know what, Drew? Let's try to. I don't know if you're down, but let's try to pick up some of these comments, man.
All right.
Elizabeth Ann said, "I'm a mess, stuck on step one. Ugh, I'm stuck." Check it out, Elizabeth. I never got stuck when it came to getting one more. I always pushed forward, and I made it happen regardless of what I had to do, who I had to hurt. Like I was getting one more, right? So for me, it's really important, man, to get one more shot of hope and not one more shot of dope. And I've
That's
learned
right.
that the only person that's gonna stop me from getting where I want to be is me. That's
Abs-
the truth. Now, outside of police officers and judges and things like that, but
right.
like basically, um, you know what? Like, and in thinking that, right? Like, this thought really came into my mind with the being stuck for so long. It was like I was in a cell and the key was right outside of the door. All I had to do was pick it up, put it in the lock, turn it, and walk out. But the
Hmm.
craziest shit is that I was comfortable in that cell for so long that I didn't pick the key up and put it in the lock and open that door. And today,
Right.
man, once I got clean, look, it's a no-brainer for me today, man. Pick the damn key up, put it in the lock, and get out that cell and go get you some freedom. And
Yeah.
really, guys, the cell was right here. That's what I'm talking about. The
Hmm.
cell was not a physical cell. It was in between my ears, man.
It's crazy though, isn't where it's the only prison where the locks are on the inside. You know, the locks are on the inside, and we possess that key. But are we willing to put it in the lock and open that door, swing it open, and on the way to freedom that we go? We find how crazy it and sickening as it may sound, like Derek just said, that we find a comfort in that cell. We don't want to come. We don't want to come out into this big, bad, scary world of vulnerability, of being uncomfortable, of being exposed. Hey, newsflash: people know you're getting high. Okay, I'm not. Don't think that. Just saying, newsflash. People know you're high. Okay, don't feel like you're going to be outed. Okay, I
I'm
promise you,
the
your
last
family.
person to find out.
Huh? Right, right. Don't feel like you're outing yourself because your family knows, your friends know, the people who care and love you the most, they know. Okay, don't feel like you're being outed. Okay, the world knows. Now it's for you to admit that it is what it is, and move forward in the process of recovery and building the lifestyle that we keep talking about tonight.
That's amazing, man. Amanda Carmichael Carmoni. I'm looking into getting back into college. Never imagined I'd be saying that. And you know what? That's a beautiful thing, man. Lost dreams awaken and new possibilities arise. That's living recovery right there.
That's
You
right.
know, having the courage, man, to walk through the fear, to be able to become productive members of society. That is recovery, man. That's a lifestyle. Amanda, thank you so much for sharing that, man. You give me hope that one day maybe I'll go to college. Probably not, but I might.
Anything's possible in recovery.
Right, and that's what it shows me. College isn't really my thing, but man, if you can do something different, that's amazing.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Anything's possible in recovery.
Comments you want to pull up, Drew?
I'm looking for some.
If you scroll back up a little bit, you can see.
I got one here that says, I don't know if this is necessarily a question. Allison Smith, France. I'll put it in my 27 days clean is feeling indifferent is getting the best of me.
You know what, guys? I'm gonna share this, right? And
I knew you would.
please, if anybody is on medication, that's cool. I'm not a doctor, right? All I can share is my experience. So when I was in treatment, they pull me in, they make me go to the doctors and all this stuff, right? And the doctor says, "What's going on with you?" And I said, "Well, I'm feeling pretty down, and I'm not too happy with my life right now. I'm maybe a couple days clean." And the doc says to me, "I think you have depression." Well, thanks, Doc. I think I got depression too. I was just shooting 3 to 5 grams of heroin a day, 5 to 10 Xanax bars. I'm really not sure if I'm capable of not being depressed right now. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And they gave me all this medication to take, right? And I took it and I passed out in the rehab, right? I fell over. I was talking to all these dudes and they said to me, "Are you taking any drugs?" And I said, "Yeah, the ones y'all gave me." And from that day forward, man, medication is not a part of my process. Now, that's not saying that some people don't suffer from depression. Like I said, I'm not a doctor. I just share my experience, but I had to be patient and I had to let the lifestyle, I had to get involved with the lifestyle. Like,
Right.
yo, at 30 days clean, chances are I'm probably going to be depressed. You just took away the solution that filled the void for me for so long, and now I got
Hmm.
this huge hole inside of me, and I gotta fill it with something else. And like for me, that was the 12 steps, man. So I don't know. Like if you're new in the process and you're feeling depressed, welcome to recovery, man. Hang on. There is hope. It does get better. It just takes time. And I know for me, I'm an addict. I always want that little pill that's gonna make everything cool right now.
Right now. Amen to that. You know, and when it comes to medications, because I see some comments, people saying like the medication is tricky. A lot of puffs when it comes to, and I've had three knee surgeries since I've been in recovery. Okay, and when and in the recovery process for a knee surgery, if anybody's been through a knee surgery, they know how brutal it can be. I've torn every ligament in my knee, and so coming out of coming in, getting awoke, in recovery when it comes to healing from, I dealt with that, those guilt. Do I take it? Do I not take it? Do I take it? Do I not take it? The only program that I found that works for Drew is absolute abstinence. I work an abstinence based program. I have found that you'd be really surprised how much pain the body can endure with just simply taking ibuprofen. I didn't need those pain pills to get through my surgeries. I'm not saying that nobody else needs them. If you can do them and you can do them successfully and come off of them, then you know what? You're one of the lucky ones. See, I don't want to open up a floodgate to that obsession that I have in my brain and my body by taking that. I understand medication is a must in certain people when it comes to depression and anxiety and all the things that the other mental health issues that some of us deal with coming in recovery. Mental health and active addiction, I think, are go hand in hand. And a lot of us who manage to make it out without having to take any kind of depression or anxiety medications, we're the lucky ones on that, because I've seen what mental illness can do. I have a brother who suffers from mental illness. It's brutal, and I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. you
Mm.
know but abstinence was what I found worked for Drew. And how it works for you. is how it works for you. You will never hear Derek and I judge anybody on the path that they choose in recovery. But I know Derek's program, he knows my program, and the abstinence is the only program that has worked for both of us.
Yeah, and you know what? And me saying that, man, guys, again, I just have my experience to share.
Mm-hmm.
And like mental illness is real, man, and it's very dangerous. And I seen one of my closest friends in recovery stop taking their medication. It was sadder than seeing somebody used, for
Mm-hmm.
real. It was tough. I'm not a doctor. One thing I do know is I had to allow myself to learn what was really going on. Um, coming fresh off of using for years and years and years, of course I was going to be depressed. The point is just I had to be patient and allow myself, the process to figure out who I was, what was going on with me, you know, all those types of things. You know what I'm saying? So again, I'm not a doctor. I don't diagnose people. I just share my experience and do what you do. But I was just throwing that out there, with that because I think in the treatment field they want to push so much on
Yeah.
people, and I think it's kind of like a money thing for real. But I'm not going to get into all that.
That's a whole nother topic, bro. That's a whole nother
It's a
discussion,
whole nother,
bro.
whole nother topic.
We're coming up on the hour right now. Before we get off here, I really want to say that as Derek and I absolutely love each and every one of you guys. We appreciate all the love and support that you give me here on my page, that you give Derek on his Love Back to Life Recovery page, that you give Dream XL, that you give all of us. Because we're a family. We're in this.
Inspirational
Carl
freestyle.
Fry, exactly. Carl's our guy. Inspirational recovery, freestyle recovery, flow. As he said,
Whoa!
whoa, Carl Flow. We love Carl. We love Carl Fry to death, guys. So, and then we got Richie Berg. We love our boy Richie Berg. And then we got my dream team with Catherine, with Tori, with Joseph, with Jill, all of them. We're all family. And we love each and every one of you guys. And if any one of you are struggling, you can reach out to me on my page, and you can reach out to Derek on his page. We have many, many platforms for all of you to utilize to the best of your abilities. The help is here. The help is here if you want it. It's a choice to stay sick and suffering. It's an absolute choice. It's also a choice to make that brave and courageous step and take that blind leap of faith into recovery. It hasn't been easy for any one of us, and none of us are unique when it comes to the struggles. When it comes to the struggles of addiction, and we're not unique in what recovery can and will do for your life as well. I know I can speak for myself, and I said I love you, and I'm here to support you and love you along your way. Derek,
Absolutely, man. Love you guys 100 for real. I love all you guys, and I'm grateful that you guys are all on this journey with me, man. And like I don't know what addict looks like, but I know what addict feels like, man. And I'm truly grateful, that all the members in recovery continue to love me back to life. And again, guys, if you have any questions for me personally, you can go over to my page, Love Back to Life Recovery. Hit that like button, send me a message in there. Feel free anytime. I do my best to get, to talk to as many as I can. And guys, I'm just trying to stay clean another day. That's the reality for me, man, and carry the message of hope. So
that's
I
right.
love all you guys, man. And Drew, I love you, brother. And my spirit is fed, man. Thank you guys so much for real. Um, I appreciate and love all you guys. Jason Campbell, Derek, really the Ravens. Yeah, I know, brother. That shit broke my heart. I don't even want to talk about it. I was at the dentist, not even wearing this shirt
Don't
on.
get him started. Don't get him started.
Yo, I didn't want to talk to people for like 4 days after that, man. And
Yeah,
like
he was
people
so
that
quiet.
threw,
He didn't even talk to me.
yeah, and people that threw shots at me, they were definitely not getting talked to. Boy, there's some people I still ain't talked to since that went down. But anyway, guys, that's football. Recovery's a lifestyle, man. Hopefully, you guys got some hope, man, to continue to incorporate that lifestyle in your life. And I just appreciate all of you guys. Love you. Thank you for doing what you do, and thank you for being who you are, man. The world's a better place when you guys put a smile on and live the principles that we learn in recovery. So, with that, Drew, I'm jumping off, man. I love you, brother, and I will talk to you in a bit.
You already know I love you, brother. Talk to you soon. Guys, man, another great video. It's just amazing. The people that you meet along your journey that God has placed strategically placed in my life, on my journey. He gave me each and every one of you beautiful people. He gave me this platform. And I tend to utilize it to the best of my ability because I know that in the world that we live in today, there's so many people who are broken, who are beat down, who are lost, who are just consumed in darkness with nowhere to turn, no one to talk to. Well, if you happen to stumble across this video tonight, I'm a guy that you can talk to. I'm a guy that's going to love you exactly where you're at because I promise you, you need love. You need encouragement. You need inspiration. You need somebody to meet you exactly where you're at. I promise you, you probably won't come to me, but I'll come to you. I got no problem jumping down in that pit of destruction, of insanity and chaos, that thing that we call active addiction. I have no problem jumping down in that hell because I know a way out. I know a way out. Follow my lead. Listen to the words that are coming out of my mouth. I promise you, if you just shut your mouth, take a suggestion, and just let this lifestyle consume every aspect of your life, you will get better. You will get better. It's going to take a lot of willingness. It's going to take a lot of work. It's going to take a lot of frustration and anger, and you're going to want to quit on numerous occasions. Just don't. And for all of you who have managed to make recovery work for your life, who keep suiting up and showing up each and every day, I simply want to say that I love you. And I'm so proud of each and every one of you for managing to maintain the lifestyle of recovery, because we all know that it absolutely is. That it absolutely is. I love each and every one of you guys. I appreciate you guys watching Derek and I. And for a reminder, real quick before I get off, send Catherine those short video clips of your name, where you're from, and that Narcan saved your life. And we are going to put together this video and we will post it on my public figure page. It's going to be amazing. You're going to probably recognize a lot of the people in there. A lot of my good friends that work in the recovery field are going to be that Narcan has saved are willing to participate in this event as well. I love you all so much. You guys are amazing. Dana Fisher, I love you. Thank you for being here tonight. George Hunter, I love you, brother. Thank you for being here. Hey, Cheryl Lynn Jones, thank you. Anna Farrell, thank you for being here as well. You guys are all beautiful and amazing people. God has given me such a huge and amazing and beautiful family. Rhonda Rich, thank you for being here. I am proud of you, Rhonda. Janet McClanahan, thank you for being here as well. Melanie Heiss, Anna Farrell, Amber Goings, Allison France. You guys are amazing. I love you all so much. Do me a favor, guys. Let's share this video out. Somebody out there tonight needs to hear this message of hope, this message of inspiration, and we always get a whole lot of love when it comes to my page. I love you all so much. I appreciate you guys all for being here. Let me give a few more of these shout outs because I know you guys enjoy those as much as I enjoy giving them to you. Hey, Kathy Fowler, Monica Bowman, Amanda Carmody. Let's see here. Scroll back up. Catherine Lance, I love you. Hey, Tori Rouse, you know I love you, sister. Joseph's little brother, I love you. Kimberly Cole, thank you for being here. Let me scroll up a little bit more. Let me see. Pamela Sellers, love you. Juanita Gill, thank you. Anne Lorenz, thanks, Drew and Derek. Great message. Thank you, Anne. Elizabeth Ann, thank you. Jason Campbell, I love you, brother. You're amazing. You're doing great. I'm so proud of you, bro. Sarah Burns, thank you for being here. Lori Massengale, love you. Let's see here. Dana Fisher, you know I love you. Let me see. Cheryl Lynn Jones, good to see you on here tonight as well. Get this video out there, guys. Share it out. Let's say, what's the name of that person? Let's say Image Wavy, though. Today, 5 days sober. Hey, 5 days is 5 days. Any way you look at it, that's absolutely amazing. Be proud of that. That's beautiful. Keep it moving. Shane Folks, thank you for being here tonight, brother. I love you. Let's see here. Ian Kindig, new to the group. Welcome to the group, brother. This is actually my page. This maybe you are, or maybe I'm streaming to the group. Maybe you are in the group. I'm not sure exactly what platform you're watching me from, but welcome, brother. You're welcome. Every night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I shall return tomorrow. Oh, tomorrow's Friday. This week has flown by. Oh my gosh, this work. I've been so busy this week. I will be on tomorrow morning. I will be back tomorrow morning at between 7 and 7:15 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I will be back tomorrow morning for that Friday morning push for the weekend. I love you all so much. I appreciate you guys for watching me and Derek. I will see you guys tomorrow morning at 7:15. With all that being said, I love you. You already know. Clean and sober. That's what's up.